A very fine morning, my dear students. Hope you all will be fine by the grace of God. Today, we will continue with the same chapter, that is, chapter 2, Periodic Classification of Element, Science 1, Standard 10th. Before starting our today's lecture, let us recall what we have studied in our previous lecture. In our previous lecture, we have studied about modern periodic table, its structure, modern periodic table and electronic configuration, group and electronic configuration, period and electronic configuration, etc. In today's lecture, we will study about periodic trends in modern periodic table, valency, atomic size, metallic and non-metallic character, gradation in halogen family, etc. So, children, before starting, again I am telling you that the portion or the content which are cancelled due to the COVID problem, that I will cancel out, and let us see some slides here related to this topic. Children, here you can see that first the valency is there. In that we can see that magnesium is having 2 valency, that means it is having 2 valency electron. Then chlorine is having 1. Chlorine's valency is negatively charged, while magnesium is having plus 2 valency. Again the other chlorine is also having 1 valency, that means it is also minus 1. So here plus 2 and minus 1 plus minus 1, they will be balanced. Now valency of an element is determined by the number of valency electrons present in the outermost shell of an atom, that already you have studied, children. Let us see the next slide. We can say here sodium is there. It is having 1 valency electron, and because the atomic number of sodium is 11, so the electronic configuration will be 281. Now hydrogen is having 2 electron. Here sodium has given 1 electron, so it is having 2 electrons here. Now this is all about the valency. Let us see here atomic size. How we determine the atomic size? The atomic size is determined with the help of the atomic radius. So you can see here, children, that this is the nucleus. From here up to the outermost shell, what distance is there? That is called the atomic radius. And by this atomic radius, we determine the size of the atomic or size of the atom. Let us see here, children. This is the third variation, that is according to the metallic and non-metallic character. Here you can see, children, this 1 electron is given out, and sodium is a metal, while the chlorine is non-metal. This is non-metal chlorine and sodium is metal. So sodium is giving 1 electron, so it becomes cation, and its valency will become plus 1, while the chlorine's valency will be minus 1. Here we can see the metallic and non-metallic character. Whatever the in between electrons are there, they are in between the nucleus and valency electron. Therefore, they are having less. They don't have that much attraction. So that is why that we will see in detail. Now metallic and non-metallic character. Now the next one. We will proceed with the lecture part. Children, here we will see electron capacity of electron shell. So this is according to the formula 2n square. This is the formula. N is the number of cell. If it is first cell, the number of cell is 1. So 2 into 1 square is equal to electronic capacity will be 2. Now again 2n square, so second cell it is, therefore 2 into 2 square will be equal to 4 2 ja 8. Now here third cell, that is M shell, it is third cell, therefore the n is 3. Now it will be 2 into 3 square, 3 3 ja 9 and 9 2 ja 18. Now same way for the fourth cell, we can see 4 4 ja 16, 16 2 ja 32. So this way the electronic capacity is there. Now as per the electron holding capacity, we can see the cell of 2 elements are present in the first period and 8 elements in the second period, while the third period also contain only 8 elements due to the law of octet. There are few more factors which control the filling of electron in the subsequent period. Let us start now. What is our today's topic that we are starting now? And one more thing is there that you can see here, this point you have to underline, children. The chemical reactivity of an element is determined by the number of valency electron in it and the shell number of the valency shell. This is very, very important point. So the information of these points is obtained from the position of the element in the periodic table. So this first point is very important. Now let us come to our today's topic. So periodic trends in the modern periodic table. So when this is the main point that you have to underline, that when the properties of element in a period or in a group are compared. So compared in the sense that in you are sometime comparing that she is having good this thing environment for study, I don't have that much good, or regarding the cloth you are comparing. Same way here, how they are comparing, that when the properties of element in a period or a group of the modern periodic table are compared, certain regularities is observed, certain regularities observed in their variation. So what are those that we'll study one by one? It is called the periodic trend in the modern periodic table. So first you underline this point and then we will discuss one by one. These properties, 3 properties are here what we are going to study, that are valency, atomic character, that means atomic size, and the metallic and non-metallic character, etc. So these are 3 things main. That let us start with the valency, children. So valency already you have studied here, that it is valency is always determined by the number of electron present in the outermost shell of the atom. So what is valency, children? Valency of an element is determined by the number of electron present in the outermost shell. If number of electron are 2, valency will be 2. If number of electron is 1, valency will be 1. Now children, here some questions are there, that are these things all are cancelled for you. Now children, will come to the, here you can see, children, that symbol of potassium is K. Then configuration is 2881, valency will be 1 because in the outermost shell 1 electron is there. Let us start with the atomic size. Now in previous standard we have seen that the size or the volume is a fundamental property of the matter. Now children, the size of atom is indicated by its radius, and atomic radius is the distance between the nucleus of the atom and its outermost shell. So children, here this is about the periodic table. You can see here how the periods and groups are there. Now we will see here that atomic radius is expressed in a unit that is called the picometer, or in short it is known as PM. 1 picometer is equal to 10 raised to 12 meter. Now here some elements and their atomic radii are given that you can see here in this table. Like oxygen 66 picometer, same way boron, carbon, all are given. Now we'll see that atomic radius goes on decreasing while going from left to right within a period. What is the reason behind this? That while going from left to right within a period, the atomic number increases one by one. So if atomic number increases, that means the positive charge on the nucleus also increases by 1 unit. The additional electron gets added to the same outermost shell, and due to this, the increased nuclear charge on the electron also, due to increased nuclear charge, the electrons are pulled toward the nucleus with a greater extent. So thereby the size of the atom decreases because they are pulling toward the nucleus. Now children, here you can see that some elements are given here and atomic radii also given here, that you can see here this table. Now children, we'll see what these questions are there, that 1 2 is 1 2 3 4 5 that you have to do in your assignment book, and because these are related to this topic. Now let's see that while going down a group, the atomic size goes on increasing. Why? Because while going down a group, a new shell is added. Shell, you know, K, L, M, N, these all are the shells of the atom. The distance between the outermost electron and the nucleus goes on increasing. As a result of this, the atomic size increases in spite of increased nuclear charge. Let us start with the metallic and non-metallic character. So now we are starting this topic. So children, we can see that metallic elements like the sodium, then magnesium, these are toward the left side. Mostly which element bear the metallic character, they are toward the left side, and which are non-metallic like sulfur, chlorine, etc., they are toward the right side, and metalloid, they are at the just zigzag line. A similar pattern is also observed in the periods also. So it is seen that the zigzag line separate the metals from the non-metal in periodic table. Elements also appear to arrange in such a way that metals on the left side of this and the non-metals on the right side, and the metalloid are along the border of the zigzag line. So this already I taught when I taught the first thing. You note down that like sulfur, chlorine, these are the non-metals, and sodium, magnesium, etc. are the metals. Now this full para yet underline. Now we can see the characteristics, chemical properties of metal and non-metal. That chemical formulae of simple ionic compound, that already I have shown you, like this magnesium chloride I have shown you. So that the cation in them is formed from a metal, like in sodium I have shown you that one electron it is giving, so it is becoming cation, while the anion from a non-metal, and chlorine was forming non-metal. It was non-metal. It is forming anion. From this, it is we can understand that the metal atom have a tendency to form a cation by losing its valence electron. This property is called the electropositivity of an element. So this fully you have to underline. This is very important point, because it question comes that what is electropositivity. What do you understand by electropositivity? On the other hand, an atom of a non-metal has a tendency to form an anion by accepting electron from outside into valence cell. So we can see that ion have a stable electronic configuration of a noble shell. So how the ability to have or accept or to lose one electron in valence cell is determined. All the electrons in any atom, they are held attractive force which is exerted on them by the positive charged nucleus. So electron in the inner shell lie in between the valence shell, that I have shown in the slide, that whatever the electron are there in the inner shell that are between the nucleus is in the center. So that are between the nucleus and the outermost valency electron. So somewhat we can see that they are also having the effective nuclear charge exerting attractive forces on the valency electron. So as a combined effect of these two factors, metal have a tendency to lose the valence electron to form the cations having a stable noble gas configuration. Why we are telling noble gas? Because noble gas are the inert gases. They don't react because in the outermost shell already they are having the 8 electrons. So this tendency of an element is called electropositivity in the metallic character of that element. So here is one diagram, periodic trends that you can see, children, here. Now here you can see one more thing, metal, how with the blue they are shown the metal that are in the left side, the yellow color, dark yellow, mustard color that are metalloid, and this one are the non-metals, so that you can understand. This is about the periodic trends in the elements. Now the periodic we can see here the periodic trend in the metallic character of element is clearly can be understood with the help of their position in the modern periodic table. So let us consider the metallic character of the elements belonging to the same group. While we are going down a group, a new shell gets added. So when we are proceeding toward the group, a new shell is added. Now, which result when a new shell is added, then what will happen, resulting in an increase in the distance between nucleus and the valency electron. This result in lowering the effective nuclear charge and therefore the lowering the attractive forces on valency electron. So what will be the result, children? That due to this, what result can be seen, that the tendency of atom to lose electron increases, and as well as the penultimate shell become the outermost shell on losing valency electron. So what is penultimate shell? That is the second last shell that will have the octet. So it will be by losing electrons, the outermost shell becomes, the penultimate shell will become the outermost shell. That means second last shell will become the outermost shell on losing valency electron. The penultimate shell will become a complete octet. So the resulting cation has a spatial stability, and due to this what will happen, that the tendency of atom to lose electron increases further, and the metallic character of an atom and its tendency to lose the electron, that will also be increasing. Therefore the following trend is observed, that the metallic character of element increases while going down the group. So this point you have to underline, this is important point, that the metallic character, this is the main point that you have to underline. Now while we are going from left to right within a period, the outermost shell remain same. So the positive charge on the nucleus goes on increasing, whereas the atomic radius goes on decreasing, and therefore the effective nuclear charge goes on increasing. So as a result of this, the tendency of atom to lose the valence electron also decreases within a period if we'll go from left to right. So we can see here that two factors, which are two factors, the increasing nuclear charge and decreasing atomic radius, will be there if we go from left to right within a period. These two factors are responsible for increasing the effective nuclear charge. So this you have to underline. First thing, this fully you have to underline, and then here what are the two factors that you have to underline. And this is called the electronegativity of an atom. This is very important point. Due to increasing, due to increasing electronegativity from left to right within a period, we can see that the ability of an atom to become anion by accepting outside electron goes on increasing. When the anion is formed, when it is accepting the electron. So the tendency of an element to form anion or the electronegativity is the non-metallic character of an element. So this is all about the electropositivity and electronegativity, children. Now this all question, just try to write answer of this question first, second, third in your book, and this you have to learn. This answers you have to first, second, third you have to write in your book, and this you have to learn that what you have to remember, while going downward in any group, the electropositivity of the element goes on increasing while their electronegativity goes on decreasing. This is first point. Second point, while going from left to right in any period, the electronegativity of the element goes on increasing while their electropositivity goes on decreasing. What is third point? Larger the electropositivity or electronegativity of the element, higher the reactivity. So these 3 points you have to learn. These are important points. Now children, we will see the halogen family. Gradation in halogen family. The group 17 contain the member of halogen. What are the halogen, children? Already you know that chlorine, bromine, iodine, fluorine, these all we study in the halogens. All of them have the general formula X2. A gradation is observed in their physical state down the group. So fluorine and chlorine are gases, bromine is liquid, while the iodine is a solid. This is very important, children. You have to learn it, that what is their formula. Formula is X2, and fluorine and chlorine are gases, bromine is the liquid, and iodine is a solid. Iodine is a solid. This is very important. Now this all is cancelled for you children. This everything is cancelled. Now let us come to the next page children. Do you know that is also cancelled for you? So children, this portion is cancelled for you. So here I am ending my lecture because this chapter is also over. Next lecture onwards you will get the notes. So already you know that important point you have to write in your 100 pages book, and notes you have to write in your notes book. So, and learn each and every sentence properly. Just try to understand children. Thank you.